Welcome to this video discussing the regulations of over-the-top communication services in India. In recent months, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, has initiated a discussion on this topic. Before we look into the debate of regulation, let's understand what OTT services are. OTT or over-the-top refers to online content providers that offer streaming media, messaging apps, or internet-based calling solutions like WhatsApp calls. They rely heavily on data usage and have become increasingly popular in India, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Even monthly data consumption has grown by 156 times during 2014 and 22, shifting revenue generation from traditional voice and SMS services to data usage. To regulate the OTT, in 2021, the information technology rules were introduced outlining a code of ethics. Streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime were required to categorize their content by age, and news publishers had to adhere to the journalistic norms. A comprehensive three-tier grievance redressal mechanism was also established, including self-regulation, oversight by a self-regulating body, and government oversight for addressing grievances. Further, the Draft Telecommunication Bill of 2022 proposes bringing OTT communication services under the definition of telecom services, requiring them to acquire licenses. However, TRAI has recently released a consultation paper seeking input on the need for regulating the OTT communication services and even selectively banning them. However, this discussion only pertains to OTT communication services and not the content-based OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime. TRAI has also requested stakeholder definitions of OTT services and proposals for cost sharing between TSPs, which are the telecom service providers, and the OTT services. Now let's understand the current issue between the TSPs and OTT services. TSPs argue that OTT should be regulated and financially contribute to them because they use the telecom infrastructure without direct contributions, leading to a revenue decline for telecom companies. The Cellular Operators Association of India insists on policy framework that ensures fair contributions from large OTT providers to support network expansion and government revenue. Other proponents of banning OTT services argue that licensed operators should have authority to selectively block them, especially given concerns about the customer data. However, some, like the IMAI, Internet and Mobile Association of India, oppose cost-sharing mechanisms, fearing double charges for the customers and potential violation of net neutrality. Now, before we move forward, let's get to know what net neutrality is. Net neutrality is a principle that all internet traffic should be treated equally without discrimination by internet service providers or governments. It prohibits ISPs from blocking, throttling, or prioritizing certain online content over other content, ensuring equal access to all websites, services, and applications. Net neutrality promotes competition, innovation, and freedom of expression on internet by maintaining a level playing field for all the online content and services. Now, coming back to the original discussion, organizations like IMAI and BIF oppose selective banning, suggesting that existing regulations provide sufficient oversights. They propose IT solutions to suspend services during internet outages. In conclusion, balancing these concerns while upholding principles like net neutrality is the significant challenge India is facing in its evolving digital space. So hence, balancing the interests of both telecom providers and OTT services is of epitome importance for the well-being of internet ecosystem in India. Thank you for joining us.